What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? This is Big Jonas coming to you live October 4th. All right, audio sounds good. How's everybody doing there? Crypto House, Funky Bad Chad, Claire D, MWM48, Kasaba Boker, Cornholio. What's up, my old friends, my new friends, and everybody in between? Going to talk some Bitcoin price action today. Check in on a few interesting coins on the move as well. Remember, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy my content, and hit that follow button on YouTube so you'll always know when I am putting out new content on YouTube. Remember to find me on Twitter. I am at Big Jonas, crypto Bitcoin believer, crypto mentor, an educator, a chart explorer, leverage trader, an investor. I do create videos on YouTube, and I am part of a premium group, fluxtradinggroup.com. Please check it out, fluxtradinggroup.com. Darth Crypto, Chart Vampire, myself, the Cryptomists. We put out great content, educational as well. We also got the Tech Box, Scalper Bot. It's just been nailing these excellent scalper opportunities, scalping opportunities in Bitcoin. So remember to check out the website here. Check out the Discord group. We are building new followers, creating new followers, putting out great content, and sharing our ideas, potential trades we're interested in as well. So definitely looking forward to see you there. Please reach out to me if you guys do have any questions about that. fluxtradinggroup.com. All right, so let's start with the 4-hour chart, because why not? You know, ever since Bitcoin fell from $10,000 after maintaining $10,000 for, months, right? How many times did we hit it, resistance, break through it, support, 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 support? And we kept doing this over, 90 days, 3 months. So for 3 months, $10,000, no, I should say for 3 months, mid 9Ks, low 9Ks, upper 9Ks. Every time Bitcoin hit it, and there were a few times that was pretty scary because it didn't feel like it was going to hold. Those were actually great buying opportunities. Bitcoin was able to find that support there and bounce, and all these bounces were good. I mean, these were some really big moves, in Bitcoin here, this bounce here, a 20% move, always take those. A 30% move in Bitcoin, that's big money there. 16%, 17%. So every time Bitcoin was touching this area, it was a good bounce, and this kept on happening. But the bounces kept on getting shorter and shorter. Ooh, 36%. And finally, towards the end of September, a little over a week ago now, that support failed. And it failed in one of our nuking candles, we call it in Bitcoin, where we just fall off a cliff. There it goes. Sayonara. Good night, Eileen and Irene. And for the past, let's get some perspective here. 10 days. For 10 days, we have been testing, trying to confirm that there is consistent buying support in the $8,700 area, an area of price action that we've been at many times before. The amount of history that Bitcoin does have in this area is quite notable. I remember very clearly, this is back in May and early June, where Bitcoin was really struggling to get above, 8K and to hold above it for very long. Our first attempt to break over 8K, we had almost a $2,000 drop here. That was quickly recovered, and again, that 8K, a little over 8K was resistance, $8,300. $8,300. Why does that sound so familiar? And then we were able to break it, okay, but we couldn't hold up very long. We got wicked out right around 9K and came back, and we found that support, consistent support, 90, 75, 78, 75 again, 77, and then off we were. And we found that finding support in this area, Bitcoin ran, and it ran another 100%, 80%. No more than that. over 80%. Yeah. So we are seeing not only the history of this move here and its meaning of maintaining this 77 to above area of support, but we've also seen when Bitcoin can do such, the potential for expansion once this area is proved to be strong support. So what does it mean, proved to be strong support? Well, in theory, because the 90, I keep calling it 10K, but I really mean like 93, $9,400 area. That area really needs to be back tested, because I always like to look for areas of strong support that fail to be tested again and to be confirmed to see if these actually are resistance, turn support, and then back to resistance. So from where we are now to testing kind of the bottom wicks, we'll start with the bottom wicks of support, 9,000, 9,100, maybe 9,300. Okay, which in itself would constitute, about a 10 to 14% move. There was $1,000 move more or less in Bitcoin on the upside to potentially test that area. Okay, where we have to kind of trug our way up here, see how strong this can be, and see what kind of a rejection Bitcoin has on it. Maybe it takes a couple times to work it until it can break through. But it's hard for me to not assume that this will be tested once again. Now, we didn't necessarily, well, I shouldn't say that we didn't necessarily. When we broke down here, and I'm referring to 2018 now, again, we have our descending triangle getting very tight, price action breaks. And what happens is it breaks, it finds support. And how long does it find support for? Remember, back now, we're already in this 10 days or so. It held, oops, that's the wrong indicator. Not price. We need date range. Only 4 days, 5 days. So it only was able to hold up here for 5 days until Bitcoin crashed from 5,500. I mean, another, $2,000, almost 40% more from that breakdown. So this time we're actually holding up pretty good, aren't we? We've been 10 days in consolidation. We haven't broken down yet. But note that when this did break down, what ended up happening was this, we're about to break out. And Bitcoin rose from 5,500 to 5,660, nice little 4-hour candle, and then it got sold off. And that was it. No one was ready to buy above this area. And it fell really hard. So back to present day Bitcoin here. And the reason I bring that up is because there could be a situation where we get a nice spike up into the higher 8Ks, bring in some buyers, a little FOMO action, build up the books, okay, with some orders, and then have the chance to then dump into them at a higher price, and the continuation down Bitcoin goes. Remember, we're still a little bit higher than in this area. This area can take us as low as $7,400 technically, the kind of low wicks of the last time, to find that final area of support, and then continuation there. And for that to happen, that's from where we are now. That's another $600 down. So we have running room down to about 74, 7,500, which would facilitate the last area of that major support that was tested so many times here, and then we expanded through it. Or we have running room almost $1,000 up to, the lower wicks of support that are now acting as resistance as Bitcoin kind of trends around this area here. Let me take a picture of this before we lose it. So that's kind of where we're sitting here in the whole kind of grand scheme of what's going on here. I think it's important to note that um, our volume is a lot less than it's been for quite a while here. Let me go to a higher time frame. Let's go to my daily here for a second. Let's hide the artwork. Okay. This average indicator here, this is based on a 14 period. So these are 14-day moving average volume line. And yes, we have had the recent spike up, bear volume though. And we are seeing the continuation after that, getting back down to the really low levels we had seen before the fall here. So, sure, we are still maintaining support in this area, uh, but we're not necessarily seeing buying pressure yet in this area. Now, Bitcoin can definitely trickle up, go sideways more, kind of add to the confidence that this area is strong support and that it is safe to enter more meaningful longs to target the low 9Ks or expansion throughout. But for now, we're basically seeing that that area is holding. So, all right, let's get rid of that for a second. So let's do a couple other things. I wanted to bring up a few Fibonacci's just to kind of get a sense of where we are. Meaningful swing low, meaningful swing high. I personally use the 55 and not the 50 in my Fibonacci mountain climbing, down the mountain, up the mountain. It's just a personal preference, but for me personally, I tend to see the 55 be touched more meaningfully, and that's why I do like to use it. And as you can see, once again, we're still finding support over it. Again, this is about the pullback. We're falling down the mountain here. Okay, we're finding we found support here at the 236, became resistance. We found support at the 382, became resistance. Actually losing it and closing the daily candle under it for the second time here. That was it, all she wrote. And you notice, let's zoom in here, get some tight price action. There was kind of a back test that tried to happen here, and that resistance was apparent, and then boom. So we go down to the next Fibonacci area of support, and you notice on the daily, we've yet to close below the 55. We have wicked under it multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. But look where today has touched it to the penny. I mean, literally to the penny. Okay, and that's good in the sense that 7999 99. Look at that. Basically, 8K is holding. We see it in these lower wicks here. Even though we are putting in a lower low over the past 2 days so far than the October 2nd closing candle on, as we can see, declining volume. And that brings me to my next area where if this does fail to hold support, my next zone is very important. It is our golden pocket, 61.8 to 65 area. It's a pocket, it's a zone. We can see there's history there. Resistance, tested as support, held, came back up. There's the wick. Now the wick obviously went below the golden, but this wasn't there because from here to here wasn't set yet. But it is notable that this did happen where the confluence of the golden pocket is now. And a close below 8,000, a close. Still, we haven't closed. We've broken it, but we haven't closed it. Close it, and then this is the next area of major support from a Fibonacci standpoint that I would look to see support being held. And then our overall 786. Now the 786 is down at $5,500, let's call it. And I keep seeing the 786 get hit a bunch of times on extensions, on pullbacks. Let's call it this season of Bitcoin price action. So we are seeing this, and I can only think about how it would take to get Bitcoin down to these levels here, and then what meaningful price would have to happen. Because basically, what we're talking about is you're breaking the 5.5. You're finding support in the golden pocket. Maybe you bounce back up to the 5.5. So that's a good bounce of like 7K back up to 8K. You kind of, trickle around there. Maybe you go back, test it as support, right? And you keep moving here, and then you get kind of a lower high. So we're not really able to get back up there again. And then there's kind of the beginning of the fall. And then we basically lose that support. Maybe a little backtest bounce. But you kind of see where I'm going on this. This is the scenario to get us down to the 786. If the 5.5 doesn't take us up where we are right now. And listen, that can show us as high as $9,800. And literally a back test of pretty much where we had fallen off the cliff in the first place, which was right there. So these are where we are. We're closer to the golden pocket than we are to back testing the 382. That'll be almost an $1,800 move up. This is about a $800 to $900 move down. About 1,000, I guess, just about 1,000. And then from there could be a lot more history in this area as well. Take a picture of this. So that's the fib. Now, there's also another way we can look at the fib, and that's basically saying, all right, well, maybe we have found our bottom here, and we're going to climb back up to at least test, 13K. Well, how do we do that? And the way we do that is we look at it from now we're trying to climb back up the mountain. And that we want to get back to the 236 and find that as support and keep climbing, keep climbing, keep climbing. Well, the 236 is right around $9,100. And isn't it ironic that that definitely coincides with this area of support, which are the lower wicks here I've been talking about? So a bullish scenario keeping this in play allows Bitcoin to go up to $9,100 and get that first resistance. So we have a confluence of historic horizontal support, now turn resistance, as well as where the 382 is in relation to the current swing low to the previous swing high up here at 13.9 something something. Okay, does that make sense, class? Yes? All right, take a little pause here, guys. 75 of my closest friends watching. What's up, Jeanette? Nice to see you. Mattis S. Let's see you in the chat room there. Say hello. Remember to hit that thumbs up button. Give a follow as well. Remember, I'm Big Jonas. Find me on Twitter. Find me at fluxtradinggroup.com. Proud partner with Darth Crypto, Chart Vampire. Got the Cryptomist putting out excellent content, and of course, Tech's Scalper Bot that is nailing these Bitcoin quick scalp opportunities. Definitely check me out there. You can see. Also, I wanted to mention my pinned tweet right now. Just a little contest here. I'm offering 1 free hour of online crypto mentoring for the Twitter account that likes and retweets my tweet, as well as can closely, accurately predict Bitcoin's weekly closing price a second before close, which will be this Sunday in a couple days. I'm going to close this for guesses, probably like Sunday early afternoon, because obviously the closer we get to close, the more idea of where the price might close there. But definitely check this out. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where Bitcoin's closing candle will be. And whoever comes closest, I will be offering them a free hour of online mentoring where I can, help them talk about any issues, any topics they want to discuss in regards to trading, help them set up their trading view, talk about some of the indicators I like to use, how to spot buy entries, sell entries, specific trading ideas, and really anything else. I consider myself a wealth of knowledge in this universe of crypto trading, as well as I've been told I'm a good teacher, so I appreciate that, and so definitely check that out. All right, back to Bitcoin. Looking at the daily, let's take a look at a couple indicators here. Listen, OBV. I still think now we're more in this channel here, and there was the break. Now we're coming back in, and now, yeah, because this was support, resistance, resistance. There's our center line. We break it, we break down, come back up, and now we still have a little more running room to get us to that center line there. So there is running room on that as well. Daily RSI, 31, still weak. 29, we're at 29. It did have a nice corrective move here for sure, but it's still weak. I mean, this is historically weak. Now, remember, we did do something like this, obviously, back here where we had our big dip. We had a quick pullback, kind of consolidated for a while here, and then boom, there was our expansion. We could be doing a mini version of that as well. I do find that we got basically, this is our current resistance line here. And frankly, I could even argue that there's even a more sloped one. Basically, I would start it here, actually, yeah. Something like that. But both of these still don't bring the RSI to anything close to 50. And I talk about how 50 is very important, to maintain there on the daily RSI. Stochastic still looking pretty good here. What's interesting is this was a little bit more bullish a couple days ago. The blue line was much higher than our trailing indicator. They're both almost touching, so you can see that this has slowed. The trailing indicator has caught up to the leader, and that can be a bearish sign because you want to see the blue outpacing the orange here, and right now they're pretty much touching and kind of on the verge of cross there. CMF, Chuck and Money Flow, still above zero, barely. I mean, barely, 0.02. Okay, so not really strong, not really seeing it yet. I want to go over a couple more things. Close that out. I'm still on the daily chart here. So here's our Bollingers. When I look at the Bollingers, I actually like to be in linear and not log. It just makes it easier. But you see how wide we are still. Middle Bollinger Resistance. What's this? $9,100. Another confluence of $9,100. But this is falling still, right? But again, this will be resistance, as I feel it was resistance here when Bitcoin was falling. And remember, when these get tight, this is why I love using Bollingers. We were getting very tight here. There was no more room to run. And then when the middle Bollinger kept on acting as resistance for several days in a row, you just knew this was going to break bearish because we were tight and we were losing support and we couldn't get over the middle BB. And these are signs here that we use on the Bollinger Bands. Daily Ichi. Remember, my settings are different than the defaults. 20, 60, 120, 30 are the ones I like to use. And as you can see, we're still very far away from Tenkan-sen resistance, right above $9,000, another area of confluence for 9K. We've also started a bearish Kumo twist here that goes into October, but cloud resistance still goes as high as 10.4 mid-month before we could get that rejection. But wow, 10.4, I mean, $2,000 move in Bitcoin. I've seen it. We've all seen it. And we can also see our overall cloud is acting as resistance where it had been such strong support all the way through Bitcoin's bull market of 2018. EMA 12, EMA 26, been talking about these a lot. EMA 12 still around $8,500, yet to be touched. They normally get touched and tested, break above, find support, test the 26. 26 around $9,100. Okay, and the fact that these were unable to bullishly cross once again was very apparent that we were still in this bearish move here, and the cross failed, and the bear cross held, and off we went. Not only do I look for the crosses, but I look for the spacing between them. We are still very wide here on the spread, and we can see the bullish side, the extremes of the bullish side, and we look for the similarities potentially in the extremes of the bearish side. Similar down, similar up. So we're still very wide here. This is notable in the sense that, these don't tend to get much wider historically, even at the most bearish times of Bitcoin. Let's get back to that. Oops. TD indicator. So daily, we've actually broken the green count for now. 1, 2, 3. Got to get back over $8,300 to turn this red 1 into a green 5. But that is notable. And that kind of wants to bring me just to close out soon to my weekly chart. Weekly TDs on a red 6, potentially several more weeks to get to a completed 9 count here and see how the market responds. Last week's volume was pretty darn high, and we really did not close with a very large lower wick here. So a lot of Bitcoin was dumped when 10K broke. And so we talk about valuation and value. Is the market prepared to buy $9,000 Bitcoin, $10,000 Bitcoin? If the weekly candle closes somewhat like this, we could do some sort of a morning star where we get the breakdown, the tight doji, and then back up again we go. So that would be a setup potential for next week, but a lot of that has to be determined by how this particular week closes out there. So that's what I'm seeing. I'll just go down to just a low time frame here, just to kind of see where we are very currently. Hourly, just did a 9 cycle there, starting a brand new one. About to close the hourly out, 12 minutes to go. Decent looking candle here. I got higher volume than the last one. We're bullishly engulfing. Nice little move here. Double tweezer here on the hourly. So I do like that expansion. And I did put a tweet out earlier, if you don't mind me bringing that up, which talked about the golden pocket is acting as support on the pullback of this initial little move here we had from 77 to 85. That's an impulsive move. Here's the pullback. We're also in a falling channel here. And look at to the penny there, the 6.5 held that lower wick with a nice bottom hammer on this is a 4-hour too. So that's a nice, good looking 4-hour candle there that we had several 4-hour candles ago. So, but, from a other view, we can see we've been holding this line of resistance here. We're testing it once again. Boom, 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 boom. And what we really need to do is blast out of here with more conviction than we are seeing so far. And that's what we're looking for right now, is to get above this line that we're hitting for a 4th time. Volume, nothing there much. So there you go. That's my kind of short-term view. Oh shit, did I just freeze up? And if I've frozen up, guys, it's big chonus. Shit. Oh, I think I'm back. Hold on. I'm back. All right, computer froze up a little bit, but apparently it's back. So looks like it's time to give this this show an ending here. Oh crap, Darth Crypto, what's up, my friend? Thanks for joining the group. Yeah, listen, this pullback with the golden pocket holding, right, plus this channel that we're seeing here is kind of interesting. And because we were able to find support again over that center channel line, this is where we really need to break out of, $8,200. And also, oh God, I'm freezing again. Also noting that we're hitting this area here that was resistance here, and now we're trying to hold it as, well, back test it again as resistance. But again, we keep going up, down, up, down. We go 2 steps down, 1 step up, 2 steps down, 1 step up. So we're still putting in lower lows and we're still putting in lower highs over the month of October so far. So, all right, that's a good show. Been on for half an hour. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed my content. Remember to find me over at fluxtradinggroup.com. Love to see you there. Check out the Discord as well. You can see up here, there's the group. Would love to see you. Love to have you there. The Discord group is great. We can kind of get a sense here. We got all sorts of stuff. The chart vamp section, Darth Crypto's area, Big Chonis area where I put my content, Cryptomists, all of our premium stuff over here. And then we have our university section down the bottom here where we're uploading all sorts of great educational material for your education and enjoyment and to make you guys overall better traders. So with that, this is Big Chonis. My computer is dying here, so time to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me. We will talk to you very soon. I promise. It's Big Chonis. You guys are great. Until next time, peace out. Get this going. There we go. Love you. Peace.